Hello, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you for joining again. You are welcome. This is a continuation of our live streaming today. The first live streaming was truncated, and we had to attend to one or two emergencies before reconvening today. I am God's major prophet, Pastor Maxwell Nnawuihe. Thank you, everyone. Returning subscribers, thank you for being here again. And if you are coming across my channel for the first time, if you are new to this channel, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the family. Please subscribe immediately, like and share this broadcast. We have come into the days of interesting unfolding stories. Really interesting unfolding stories regarding the illegal trial of Nnamdi Kanu in the court of Nigeria, which many people by now understand that this is not a prosecution, it is actually a persecution. Persecution with tribal coloration, religious coloration. This is simply because of the fact that he is Igbo. This is no way a prosecution, it is a persecution. Trying to stifle the voice of dissent that is speaking for justice and calling for the freedom of people enshrined in the United Nations Charters and Declarations, African Charter, the Constitution of Nigeria, and all that. A matter that's supposed to be under dialogue and negotiations is now a tool in the hand of the government, a tool in the hand of Britain, to force Nnamdi Kanu down the path of imprisonment, life sentence. Having failed to kill him on several occasions and attempts, now their final resolve is his jail sentence. Will they succeed? Do you think they are going to succeed? Is it possible that they will succeed? The answer is no. If we can stand together as a people, if we can be so determined and if we can stand very strongly without allowing them to divide us, more especially on this altar of prayer and sacrifice from the prophetic chamber where we have been, if we can continuously stand very strong without distraction, without discouragement, then they will not be able to achieve their enterprise. According to Job chapter 5 verse 12, that God disappoints the devices of the crafty, that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Thank you for joining once again. Thank you for joining us. We have heard, some of you have heard, some have not, what transpired in court a couple of hours ago. And today we are trying to decode the November 20th sentencing. The court has adjourned to November 20th, possibly for the sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu in their own script, in their own agenda, in their own decision. And we'll be also talking about Trump's insistence on freedom, as he insists on freedom, no backing down, no going down. Freedom for the persecuted Christians, for Biafrans, for all and sundry who have been in this contraption called Nigeria under different kind of inhuman treatment, marginalization, and abuse of fundamental human rights. Today, we'll be looking into this very major critical aspect of our broadcast so closely. So closely. On this platform, you need to understand that truth meets courage. On this channel, Maxwell Nnawuihe, on YouTube, on Facebook, across all the social media platforms. Truth meets courage. We speak the truth with courage, not with fear. Our voices rise for justice, for freedom, for divine destiny of God's people. That is what we represent, and that is what we do. Please, you can drop your comment in the chat section, your prayers for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are watching from America, you can drop your location in the chat section. If you're watching from Britain, anywhere you're watching from London, from Texas, from France, from Johannesburg, anywhere around the world where you are watching from, please drop your comment where you are watching from and drop a prayer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also drop a prayer for me and my family and the church. This is very serious and prophetic because the month November has appeared several times in our prophecies, and some of the dimensions of the prophecies have been manifesting, whereas the negative aspect, we are still praying that they don't come to pass. It is prophetic. Remember, on the 11th of November, 1995, the military tribunal sentenced Ken Saro-Wiwa of Ogoni in River State, who was asking for the resource control or for the fair sharing of the resource or resources from their own part of the country, from their own land. And you know the role that he played during the Biafra-Nigeria Civil War. Ken Saro-Wiwa actually worked for the Nigerian government. He played a critical and major role that led to the capture of Owerri, because he was the one that actually directed and gave intel to the Nigerian when the Biafran commandos were able to cut off Omerelu, Obosima, some part of Alu and Eche, cutting off the Nigerian army from gaining entrance into Owerri. It was actually Ken Saro-Wiwa that leaked the information, that gave the intel to the Nigerian government on how to penetrate and bypass the blockade. That was how it happened. And other parts that he played, which I'm not here to begin to enumerate because of the focus of this live streaming. At the end of the day, he was promised a political position in River State, which he enjoyed, but not for a. After some decades, he now discovered that there is something far more better than political appointment or position. That is the freedom of the people. He stood up to begin to fight for the freedom of his people, Ogoni people, for their right to have a good share of the natural resources coming from Ogoni land, and also the cleaning up of Ogoni polluted by oil explorations. And the government of General Sani Abacha asked him, how dare you question the federal government? We have settled you. And he was jailed, sentenced to death by hanging. All of you know the story. The same month of November, 1995. November. God came ahead of time before there was ever court adjournment to the 4th of November, 2025. God spoke on the 4th of October and on the 18th of October, mentioning the 4th of November in prophecy. And with prayers, we were able to avert the jail sentence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the 4th of November. We were able to avert the death sentence because that was the date that they unanimously chose in order to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We were able to avert it through the prophetic intervention. Many of you watching now, you joined us in the prayer as the prayers were going on. And together, we were able to make sure that that 4th of November was not the date to sentence Nnamdi Kanu. The case was adjourned to the 4th, to the 5th, to the 6th of November. And now, after the court sitting on the 4th of November, it was adjourned to the 5th of November. From the 5th of November to the 7th of November. Now, from the 7th of November, it has been adjourned to the 20th of November, December, November. You need to understand that I am bringing to you and we are explaining to you, giving you prophetic perspective and insight that is so deep, that is uncommon to human knowledge and understanding. This is not political analysis. This is not legal analysis. This is not explaining the Constitution. This is explaining divine assignment, divine mandate, and prophetic insight. November. They want to achieve their intention in the month of November, but they have failed. They have failed. Something deeper is happening around this case. They have selected the 20th of November as the upcoming judgment date. And we are breaking it down from political, spiritual, and global freedom dimensions. So before we go deeper, I want you to like this broadcast and share it right now. Please subscribe if you are new to this channel, because we need more voices. We need more voices. We need more subscribers. We need more followers in order to push the truth, in order to stand in the gap, to cause a spiritual volcanic eruption, to ensure that this travesty of justice that is about to happen before our eyes is toppled, is crushed, never ever comes to pass. What is happening on November 20th? They have fixed it as an adjourned date for the judgment of Justice Omotosho in the illegal trial of Nnamdi Kanu. You need to understand that the world is watching, and President Donald John Trump is watching with his cabinet. The US Parliament, more especially the Republican Party, they are watching with keen interest, and not only watching and folding their hands, they are actually taking action, because the Spirit of God has stirred them up to stand and speak at this point in time. It is not a mere coincidence. This is prophecy playing out and manifesting. It has not happened in a very long recent time. It has not happened. During the time of Jonathan, it didn't happen. During the time of Yar'Adua, it didn't happen. In the tenure of Chief Obasanjo, it didn't happen. It is happening now. During the time of Buhari, it did not happen. The people who are trying to condemn and oppose the Trump planned military action in Nigeria, they were the same people that were clapping for Barack Hussein Obama when he was supporting and fighting for the emergence of the former president of Nigeria. Let Muhammadu Buhari. All of you are aware that it was Obama. Obama played a major global role that brought Buhari to power, that kicked Jonathan out of office. Many of you were clapping. Many people were happy. They did not call it invasion. They did not call it invasion. That Obama interfered in the electoral process of Nigeria. Many people welcomed it. People like Wole Soyinka, they welcomed it. I don't want to go into mentioning names who clapped for Obama, who held him and supported him for interfering in a domestic issue. Now, some of you are calling it a domestic issue. Why should Trump intervene? Why should he interfere in a Nigerian domestic issues? In a Nigerian domestic issues. Now, you know that this is a domestic issue, right? But during the time of Jonathan, it was not a domestic issue. You called it a welcome development, that Jonathan is a woman, that he cannot be able to fight terrorism, that he doesn't have that military background, that if you bring the general, a man that has the military background, someone like Muhammadu Buhari, that he was going to defeat Boko Haram and rescue the Chibok girls. That was one of the selling points and major ground for campaign to usher in the administration of former President late Muhammadu Buhari. And he promised that in 6 months he would defeat Boko Haram and bring back the Chibok girls. The Chibok girls, where are they today? Where are they? The wife of Obama participated in playing that major role. Many Nigerians, Wole Soyinka, including the pastor, the GO of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Papa Enoch Adoboye, he was among those that protested in the street against the government of Ebele Jonathan. Lo and behold, Buhari was ushered in. What did he do? From top to bottom, economically, in security, it was from top to bottom. Every was a total mess. Nigeria became worse and worse and worse. Abuse of human rights on a very high scale. Poverty, hardship on a very high scale. Long story short, Buhari died in a short while. Now is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Trump is now at the White House. Like I said in previous broadcast, that Donald Trump is like the Cyrus of the Bible, the defender of the faith. He may not be a perfect man. He may not be a saint. He may not be an angel, but he is a defender of the faith. You can see it with your own eyes. This has nothing to do with politics. Trump is so rich and so wealthy that he doesn't need Nigerian oil in order to advance himself or to achieve the economic boom of the United States of America. Trump doesn't need your oil. Now they say, oh, it is a domestic issue. Why should Trump interfere? Every patriotic Nigerian should start protesting and speaking against Donald Trump planned military action. How dare you? How dare you do that? I will be bringing to you very, very important updates. Don't log out, please. We need more subscribers and we need more viewers. We need thousands of viewers all over the world. Please. You can add your comment if you can hear me. Add a comment if you can hear me. I want to confirm that very quickly that you are hearing me. My voice is coming out. Glory be to God. We will be making prophetic declarations in the course of this broadcast. I am God's major prophet. Remember that what is playing out is the prophetic manifestation of nations being enabled by the Spirit of the Most High and guided by the presence of the Lord. Trump is watching very, very closely, and it brings a soothing relief that before the end of this charade, God can to manifest in such a great and mighty way. Please subscribe so that your comment can come into the chat section. Many of you that are watching are not the subscribers of this channel. Please subscribe. Glory be to God. Glory be to the Most High. We are winning. We are winning. Don't ever be afraid or scared. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. IPOB was designated as a terrorist organization in Nigeria by an ex parte order. Many people are not talking about that. An ex parte order. IPOB was proscribed, was designated without following due process. Now, some people are arguing, why should Donald Trump designate Nigeria as a country with a particular concern? Why should Donald Trump designate Nigeria as a country of a particular concern, whereas the Nigerian government designated IPOB as a terrorist organization without due process? And many people were clapping. Many people, many Nigerians, many Igbos, many Southerners and Yorubas, they were all clapping. They were so happy. Up to now, do you know that there is no court of competent jurisdiction that has ruled in the favor of the Nigerian government for proscribing IPOB as a terrorist organization. There is no court in Nigeria. No court. IPOB has won the case of its proscription in the court of Nigeria in a hurry for them to lay hands on that and kill Nnamdi Kanu. They went secretly without the lawyers of IPOB. They went to the court, and through an ex parte order, they were able to proscribe IPOB without their legal representation. Their lawyer was not in court when the ex parte order was given, leading to the proscriptions too. For those of you that have forgotten, I'm reminding you. The Operation Python Dance 2 on the 14th of September 2017 was after the proscription of IPOB without due process. Without due process of law, they were proscribed. Now, Trump has designated Nigeria, or should I use the word, proscribed Nigeria as a country with a particular concern, or of a particular concern. And many people who were clapping for the proscription of IPOB, who were so happy that Nnamdi Kanu's organization has been proscribed, the same people now are speaking against the United States. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, so shall he reap. If you were happy when IPOB was proscribed, and now you are not happy that Nigeria has been designated by Trump as a country of a particular concern, then it is hypocrisy. You have no fear of God in you. Injustice to one is injustice to all. This you need to understand. And this is why that every one of you must rise up to speak. If you know Justice James Omotosho, call him on phone. If you know his chamber, visit his chamber and tell him to hands off this case. Shagabara Tanabosa Elebera. If you know this presiding judge in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, call him on phone. Call him. If you know his chamber, if you know the address of his chamber, go there and warn him, draw his ears. He will bury and get tired. This is prophecy. Write it down today, the 7th of November. Write it down. I am the major prophet of God, speaking from the prophetic chamber right now. I'm not threatening the judge. I am not. I am speaking the mind of God. I am declaring the counsel of God. Justice James Omotosho is answerable to God, not only to the government of Nigeria alone. What does he know? How old is he? 67 years old or 57 years old? How old is he? How old is Nigeria? The judge that is hysteric, the judge that is running up and down, trying to see how he will please Britain, trying to see how he is going to please Nigeria. How old is Justice Omotosho? How old is Justice James Omotosho? How old is his grandfather? How old is his grandmother? How old? Are they older than Nigeria, or they are younger to Nigeria? Before Nigeria, who were they? Where do they come from? Nnamdi Kanu is 56 years old. Justice Omotosho is 57 years old. 1 year gap, 1 year difference in age. Nnamdi Kanu was born in the year that the Biafran War started, 1967. James Omotosho was born 1966, July, in the year that the pogrom of the Biafrans started in Plateau State, Jos. Both of them, they are now meeting in court. Both of them understand the history. Both of them understand the law. Both of them understand the travesty of justice, the injustices being meted out on the people of Biafra and the Nigerian people. Both of them understand it very well. Justice James Omotosho understand very well what played out that led to the declaration of Biafra in 1967. Now he has the opportunity to do justice to this case. This judge has the opportunity. He is now sitting on the case that borders on Biafra. He understands it very well. The pogrom, the same year that he was born, 1966, Omotosho understands it very well what happened. He understands it very well, the history of the Civil War. And now that there is a case in his court by this same man, Nnamdi Kanu, that both of them were born under the same circumstance in Nigeria, he is expected to do justice because he understands it. He cannot deny, he cannot claim ignorance of what transpired in 1966. He cannot claim ignorance of it in 1967 to 70. He cannot claim ignorance of it. The same cry of injustice is being heard today. The same cry for justice is being heard in his court, in his courtroom, and he is trying to turn a blind eye to subvert constitution and cause the travesty of justice. How dare he? How dare the judge? How dare Omotosho? How dare he try to raise his hand to bring the gavel down? Condemnation and the sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu in his court. How dare he? Hiranga emeto peneshaka adipa kosariandaya. How dare he make an attempt to jail Nnamdi Kanu? He cannot do it. He cannot do it. He cannot be able to do it. As long as Jehovah that serve the Most High, as long as the Most High liveth, the judge cannot do it. If he does it, he will bury and get tired. Lapatama Kashora. If he tries to open his mouth and write it down, I am speaking from the prophetic chamber. I am the major prophet of God. Kambe Ilape Susia. Thus says the Lord. Sharabata Emeto. Look at the time of this prophecy now. Take your pen and your paper. Take it. Herangaya. Pena Susa Ipara Dubiake Tange. Shapita Antosia Petara. Ilare Yangaya Pota Izako Pariana. Thus says the Lord. Write this prophecy down for the judge. Write it down. Attach the date. I am God's major prophet, Maxwell Nnawuihe. By calling, not by claiming, not by mere title of man, not by confinement. Thus says the Lord. We are decoding the 20th November sentencing. Thus says the Lord. If the judge goes ahead, if the judge, the presiding judge of this case of Nnamdi Kanu, ever goes ahead to pronounce jail sentence on Nnamdi Kanu, thus says the Lord, he will bury and bury in his lineage until there is no soul to bury. I am the major prophet of God, a high priest. By my divine ordination from my office as the high priest of God, the major prophet, tell him, cut out. If you are recording this prophetic session, if you are using your phone or whatever device you have, and you are recording the screen of this prophecy, after recording it, send it to the judge, Justice James Omotosho, the presiding judge of the case of Nnamdi Kanu, that this is what the Lord has said by his major prophet. This prophecy has nothing to do with politics or tribalism. Go back to my track record. If he goes ahead to pronounce jail sentence against Nnamdi Kanu, thus says the Lord, that he will be burying, he will be conducting burial in his lineage until there is no more soul to bury. It does not matter his religion. This prophecy has nothing to do with religion. Even if by his religion he doesn't believe in prophecy, it has nothing to do with this prophecy. Even if by his custom and tradition he doesn't believe in this kind of prophecy, it is not going to override this prophecy. It is not going to overturn this prophecy. For the earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the flood. Psalms 24 from verse 1 to 2. Inasmuch as the judge is upon the face of the earth, he is answerable to the God who created this very earth, Yahweh in heaven. And I'm the servant of the Most High, Yahweh. In conclusion of this prophecy, the time that this prophecy started was around 20 something minutes. If you are just joining, thank you for joining. In conclusion of this very prophetic time, before the broadcast will continue, send it to the judge. 20th of November 2025. If he ever opens his mouth and say, Nnamdi Kanu, I hereby found you guilty. I hereby sentence you to so and so number of years or months in prison. He has sentenced his lineage to premature death. He has sentenced his lineage to death. There will be continuous burial in his lineage. Isharaba li anteskapota li patena. There will be burials. I'm talking of tragic death, painful death, consistent burials in his lineage until there is no more soul to bury. This is not a threat. This is prophecy. YouTube, this is not a threat. Facebook, this is not a threat. TikTok, X, Instagram, anywhere that this prophecy may be uploaded to, any platform, Google, anywhere that this prophecy may be uploaded to, may be played. This is not a threat. This is not a threat. This is prophecy. This is what God has said. If you have any problem with this prophecy, please channel your anger to the Most High God in heaven. I am a servant to him. He sent me to speak, and I have spoken. Don't come after me. Don't attack me. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. November 20th is approaching, is coming, and the prophecy has gone ahead as always. What the judge need to do is to discharge and acquit Nnamdi Kanu. You have not been able to show him the law with which you want to convict him or he was charged. You have not been able to show him. You have not been able to point out. You have not been able to quote, to cite the law through which or with which he was charged in your court. You have not done that. And you are forcing him to enter defense, so that by the time he enters defense, you will now come back to give your judgment, and the case will be the end. The case will end the way that the government of Nigeria and Britain want it. You know the truth. You have conscience. Both of you were born under the same circumstance of Nigeria, Biafra, civil war, and pogrom. As I said minutes ago, the judge is aware of what happened in 1966, 1967, and he is aware that this very fight of Nnamdi Kanu is a just fight, not based on moral ground, not only based on moral ground, not just a religious fight. This is enshrined and guaranteed in the Constitution of Nigeria, in the United Nations Declaration and Charters on human rights, on self-determination. The judge is aware of this. Nigeria is aware of this. The petitions, they are all aware of this. Why are you then allowing yourself to be used by men and women without conscience, by men and women, blood suckers, leeches, vampires, to kill or to jail an innocent man that is fighting for a just cause? Go and ask General Yakubu Gowon how he is feeling today. Go and ask him. All the people that fought against justice, all the people that fought against dissenting voices, all the people that fought against those whom God raised in different generations, go and ask how they are faring now. Go and ask them and be well advised on what next to do. On the 20th of November, the judgment, the ruling that very day should be discharged and acquitted. I have come to this very prophecy, the end of the prophecy. The live streaming continues with other updates. The live streaming continues with other critical components and updates. Very, very important. The case of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is facing another critical sentencing decision after years of unlawful detention, after so many adjournments upon adjournments. Many thought that this case would die and fade away, but truth can never die. Let Muhammadu Buhari had thought that this case, after the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, that the case would die, that everything about Biafra will just end. Go and ask him in his grave if that is the truth now. You can ask the wife who is alive, Her Excellency Aisha Buhari. Go and ask her if that is the truth. Go and kill him, go and jail him, bring him back from Kenya, kill him, let him be there, let him run. Where is Muhammadu Buhari today? All of you know the truth surrounding his death. You know it. Because he laid his hands upon the anointed of God. He wanted to stop the divine assignment of God for his people in this generation. And he paid with his life. He paid with his life. He paid with his own life. You need to understand what really makes this season we have entered a prophetic season. Every movement of freedom in history had a turning date. Every movement of freedom in history, whether in the Bible, in our contemporary times, they had a turning date. For Mandela, you need to understand, Nelson Mandela, his own turning date was February 11, 1990. For Nelson Mandela, for those of you that have forgotten or that don't know, his own turning date in that freedom movement against apartheid in South Africa was February 11th, 1990. The day of his release. That was his date. If you read in Exodus about Moses, his own date, his own time was the day of the Exodus movement. And for the Biafran people, the atmosphere around the November 20th feels like that turning wind. That is how it's feeling now. That on the 20th of November, it's like the turning wind, that very turning date that they have been waiting. But what does this sentence truly represent? What does it truly represent? Not just for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What does this sentencing that is coming on the 20th of November, what does it represent? This is not about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is for every voice that has been silenced by injustice. We need to look into it. Like and share this broadcast. And please don't log out. Do not log out. Like and share the broadcast. The more you like and share the broadcast, the more you are pushing the truth to the front burner. The more you are registering your presence and support. The more you are giving the truth a voice. Thousands and millions of people need to hear the truth and join us. When you listen to how this trial has unfolded, you will realize that it is not just a legal battle. It is not just a judicial process. You will discover that this is a symbolic one. The Nigerian state is standing on one side, holding chains of old systems, corruption, and fear. That is what they're holding in this case. The Nigerian government, I am going to play some clips. I'm going to put up some clips on the screen. That is why you don't need to log out, please. The Nigerian state, this contraption is standing on one side. And when you look at the hand of the government of Nigeria, what you will see is that the government is holding chains of old systems. That is the chain that Nigeria is holding in this case. Old systems. Unbroken chains of old, evil, corrupt systems. Chains of corruption. That is what Nigeria is holding. Chains of fear. That is what Nigeria is holding in this case. To chain the people. Chain of corruption. Chain of fear. Old systems of British. Using it to tie, to chain everyone, to tie up everyone that nobody will stand and speak. Remember what I told you in the prophecy of the 18th of April. One of the segments of that prophecy, God asked me to tell you that if you allow anything to happen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, if you allow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be sentenced, and if he fails in this assignment, if by your silence, your docility, I am not speaking to those of you that are watching now, those of you that have been here, you love the truth. You are not the ones I'm talking to in this part of the broadcast. I am reminding them what God said in the previous prophecy on the 18th of April. Those who are fighting against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, those who don't believe in him, those who are saying, oh, let him enter his defense now. I think he thought that this is about grammar, and he thought that this is about broadcasting on Radio Biafra. Many of them are happy with what is going on against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And God asked me to tell them, the political elite of Nigeria or Igbos, that if they allow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be sentenced, if they allow the Nigerian government to succeed in silencing him, that it would take another 100 years to have someone like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That was what God asked me to tell the Biafran people and the lovers of freedom on the 18th of April. That is one of the things you told me, and I told them it is still on this channel. That prophecy is on this channel, Biafra Major Prophecy Worldwide, talking about the future events, Biafra independence. Thus says the Lord. That is the title of that prophecy. That if you allow anything to happen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you think that maybe somebody from nowhere will just jump up and begin to do the thing, and then through that person, Biafra will come. You are joking. I said that on the other side, on one side, Nigeria is holding chains of old systems and corruption, chains of fear. And on the other side, a man is standing. One man is standing. And that man has said, we are not slaves and our destiny is not negotiable. Who is that man? Nnamdi Kanu. Rather than cow in fear, rather than allow himself to be chained with the chains of old systems of British, with the chain of corruption, giving him oil well, giving him billions of naira, giving him different kind of mouth-watering promises or properties, leverages, benefits. He said, no, we are not slaves and we cannot be slaves. And our destiny is not negotiable. Don't even come to me with such kind of negotiation or dialogue. So when they speak of a sentence, remember, it is not just a prison term they talk about. 20th of November. That sentence is not just about a prison term. It is not just about prison sentence. It is an attempt to silence the truth. That is the attempt. It is to silence a vision that already lives in millions of hearts. A vision that is still alive in the heart of millions of Biafrans all over the world. Even those who don't believe in Nnamdi Kanu, this very vision of freedom is alive in their hearts. But here is the power of truth. You can cage a man, but you can't cage a message. He has been caged over the years, but the message has not been caged. They try to silence him in so many ways, but we ourselves and the global community, everyone have been speaking since then till now, and we cannot be silenced. The November, the judgment will test more than the judiciary. It will test the soul of Nigeria. And we are not waiting for the outcome. We are standing and speaking ahead of time. This very November 20th is also going to test the conscience of Africa. Every African man or woman, every African man or woman, regardless of your country of residence or origin, you must rise up and speak. Why are there silence in Ghana? Why? Why is there silence in Equatorial Guinea? Why? Why is there silence? Why is there no righteous outcry and indignation against this travesty of justice in Gabon? Why? Why is there collective silence in Liberia in this travesty of justice happening on the soil of Africa? Why? Why are they not talking about it? In Sierra Leone, why? In Malawi, why? In Zambia, why? Why are they so quiet? Why are they so calm? Why are they looking the other way? Why? This is Africa. The freedom of Biafra is the freedom of the black people all over the world, regardless of tongue and tribe, regardless of geography, regardless of their particular country. This is about Africa. That those with the neo-colonialist interest are not interested to allow Africa to become viable, to become independent, to control their natural resources to their full development or the full development or attainment or realization of its potential. This is not about Nnamdi Kanu. This is not about the Igbos. This is not about Christians. This is about the soul and the conscience and the potential and the vision of Africa. It is also testing the patience of a people who have cried for decades. And yet, something interesting is happening globally. a shift towards freedom narratives again. A shift coming from the United States of America. Please don't log out. Before I continue with this live streaming, I want to bring some clip to you. Thank you. Those that have joined, you can support God's Endorsement City Church and you can support Prophet Maxwell Nnawuihe. We have major project on our hands for the church. They have been trying to silence the church and silence me, but God has been with me. You can reach out to us in whichever way you want to support the church, in whichever way you want to support the church. This kind of altar is very scarce. This kind of voice is very scarce. God bless you. I am bringing some clip to you. Let me bring some things to your knowledge, to your view. Very, very important I do that. Very, very critical that I do that. But one thing I want to tell you is this: God is with us. God in heaven is with us. The glory of the Lord in heaven has not departed from Nnamdi Kanu. Now, listen to this. Listen to this. It's very important. I want to bring it to your knowledge. I want to bring it to your understanding. Let me. Listen very attentively. The voice of the servant of God piercing through the conscience of those who have lost their souls to darkness. If you can hear it, indicate via the chat section. They are seeking conviction. What justice means? Don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. Not enough justice. Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know. Show me the law. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. If you can hear it, please confirm. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. That's why we the court of law. Why we the court of law? You think people can ask you to tell me and you tell me you are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you you are dreaming. I hope you are listening. This is what transpired in court today. You don't know what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. Not enough justice. Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know. Show me the law. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. That's why we the court of law. Why we the court of law?
You think Peter can ask you to tell me and you tell me you are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming.
Listen attentively. What transpired in court today, how it happened. They are seeking conviction. They want to jail him.
Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law.
Where is the law?
Show me the law. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why we the court of law? Why we the court of law? I ask.
You think Britain can ask you to jail me and you jail me? That's what it's saying. Did you hear what he said in the court with microphone? That the law must be written. The law must be written before you can convict anyone of criminal act. That without the law, you cannot jail him. Why is it an argument over how many court sittings? Show me the law with which you charged me. Show me the law. The judge, judiciary interpret the law. Show me the law. They have charged me and brought me to your court. The presiding judge, show me the law. Prosecution, show me the law with which you charged me. They cannot show him the law. They cannot show the world the law because the law does not exist. Who dares it? Who dares it? Who dares it? You can just manipulate, you can just pay the media, you can just pay a couple of people and billions and millions, and you think that with that, you can now summarily hijack the destiny of millions of people and send Nnamdi Kanu to jail. As you fail to kill him, you want to send him to life imprisonment. Who dares it? Who dares that? How dare you? How dare you? This cannot happen under our watch. It cannot happen. Shangaper Osiapitani. It cannot happen under our own watch in this very generation because we are well alive and we are fully taking our destiny in our hands. With God on our side, we shall come out victorious. Show me the law. I must allow the tape to continue to play. It is worth listening 1,000 times. Take a listen. And if you are hearing it, I want to read your comment in the chat section. I want to read your comment in the chat section. Confirm that you are hearing it. Share the broadcast. Share it, like it.
Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know. Show me the law. Don't try it.
Intimidation.
Don't carry rubbish. Don't carry rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. That's why we the court of law. Why we the court of law? Nonsense. You think people can ask you to tell me and you tell me you are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you you are dreaming.
Good.
And you wonder why God cost you this best man. You don't know what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. No, justice. Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know the law. Show me the law. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. That's why we the court of law. Why we the court of law? Nonsense. You think people can ask you to tell me and you tell me you are dreaming. Dreaming. I'm telling you you are dreaming.
Did you hear that? Now, I think we have played this tape enough. Good. We have played this tape enough. And every one of you, you have heard from the servant of God. You have heard from the servant of God, Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of our time. He has asked them, show me the law. According to the constitution, no one will be convicted without a written law. The law you are using to charge me has died, is dead. Show me the law you are using now to charge me. What is that law? You want me to enter defense? Show me the law. You cannot build something on nothing and expect it to stand. And they cannot show the law. They can't prove the law. But they want him to enter defense so that they can secure his conviction. And he said it is not going to happen. And we are also saying it cannot happen. It cannot happen in this generation. It cannot. Remember the prophecy. I'm bringing a prophecy to you now. I'm bringing it back to you because that is where we are. As I've said in previous broadcasts, prophecy is the epic center of where we are in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Because everything God said in this prophecy is what is playing out. The negative aspect, we are praying that God will not allow them to come to pass. Listen, the one to secure the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu, Britain is the one pushing everything. Britain is the one that is telling Nigeria, damn the consequences. We are going to defend you. We are going to protect you. We are British. We are Britain. Listen, interesting. And it is going to be tough. It is going to be tough. Justice James Omotosho is going to be fair. He's going to be fierce. What he's going to use in these legal proceedings or in the trial, or should I say, the retrial of Nnamdi Kanu in his court. One of the things or approaches he is going to use is psychological. He's going to use more of school approach and input or import against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this trial. And it's happening now. I hope that the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu, they are watching this broadcast. You can share to them. Let them prepare ahead of time. They must be prepared because this judge, I am going to give you some details about his legal antecedents or records. Okay? It may not be the complete detail, but I'm going to give you a handful of it to understand what to expect. He is going to use or adopt or import some psychological tactics against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this case. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will go ahead to represent himself as he has done in the previous court proceedings, this is going to certainly take place. Even if he is not going to represent himself, if he is going to allow his legal team to fully represent him in the courtroom of Justice James Omotosho, still, this very trial judge, I am telling you what will happen. And it's happening now. And that is why we are going to continuously stand gap on the altars of prayer and from the prophetic chamber to see how the proceedings will be going on in order to profile some divine intervention for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be victorious again, for him to be victorious again, as we have been doing over the years. This prophecy was on the 15th of March, 2025. For those that are watching for the first time, we must continue. Let me repeat. Please like this broadcast immediately. Don't procrastinate. Don't say later you're going to like it. Later I'm going to share it. Do that. A lot of people need to come and join us to begin to learn from the real source. From the real source, what to expect in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. I said number one, this Justice James Kolawole Omotosho, almost the same age mate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is going to use or adopt some certain measure of psychological tactics and method and approaches in this case. And his target is Nnamdi Kanu, not the legal team. Listen to me carefully. The target of this judge is to manipulate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Are you not seeing the prophecy manifesting? But God is defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Are you not seeing the prophecy? 15th of March. How many months ago? You are seeing it. Today is the 7th of November. You are seeing it in real time. That the confrontation will be against Mazi. Is the legal team today. They are out of the way. The judge is now confronting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in person, according to the prophecy. According to the prophecy. Psychologically, he's telling him, enter the defense. I am going to tell you later where the law is. The law with which you are charged. I will show you the law after you enter defense. Is it not psychology? The prophecy, is it not manifesting? Nnamdi Kanu said, no, show me the law. I will enter defense. He said, no, enter defense first. Towards the end of the trial, I will tell you the law with which you were charged. Confrontation is going to be fierce, as I said in the prophecy. It's going to be tough. Is it tough now? As I said in the prophecy, 15th of March. I am going to end this screen here. I'm going to end it here now. So that after now, if you have not watched it, go and watch. Those that have watched before, thank you for watching it. I'm going to bring another clip. I'm going to bring another clip to you. I'm going to bring... Okay, let me play the part where I said that the intention of this trial is to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Bring it. Let me bring back the screen and play to the part where I said it in prophecy. Psychologically, through some psychological import, has some legal or constitutional merits or backings. He will do it. Number two, he is going to be more confrontational in this case. Not confronting the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, but confronting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in person. It's happening with now. Legal jamborees, legal terminologies, constitutional terminologies. He is going to explore certain loopholes in the Constitution of Nigeria. It's happening to ensure that he secure the intention, that he achieve, that he execute the intention of Britain via Nigerian government. Remember that what is playing out is the British interest. That is what that is playing out. Let me rewind. Let me rewind. Legal terminologies, constitutional terminologies. He is going to explore certain loopholes in the Constitution of Nigeria to ensure that he secure the intention, that he achieve, that he execute the intention of Britain via Nigerian government. Remember that what is playing out is the British interest. That is what that is playing out. And the neo-colonialist interest at large. That is what is playing out, specifically Britain. I've said this some time ago and I'm repeating it again. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop. Let me stop that very screen here. Yes. Prophecy confirmed. 100% accurate manifestation. Negative aspect, we are praying it is cancelled, it is cancelled, it is cancelled. They will not achieve their intention, which is to jail Nnamdi Kanu. It is the British intention to jail him. It is cancelled, it is cancelled, it is cancelled. The Bible said that with word, with mouth, a cantation is made, and with words, with mouth, it is cancelled. It is cancelled. It is cancelled. In the name of Yeshua. Now I'm bringing another important clip to you. Now, listen very attentively. Listen very, very attentively. Listen very, very attentively. Here we go. Here we go. Don't log out, like and share. Don't log out, like and share. Now, listen.
Right Honorable Obi, Akoche, represent the great people of Nnawuihe North and Nnawuihe South for a constituency of Abia State. I represent Mazi. From what I saw today in court, there seems to be a systemic effort being put in place to steamroll and railroad Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to put on a defense and leading to conviction. There are procedural issues that must be heard before the matter can go forward. And I think that is the motion that must be had, hopefully by tomorrow. Nnamdi Kanu still remains the prisoner of conscience. He's been detained unlawfully. And we are also using this medium to continue the call of Mr. President to invoke Section 174 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, for the Attorney General to enter another proceeding, at least before the determination of the court. We are very optimistic that Mr. President, that we know is a listening and attentive president, and that he will do the right thing in the shortest possible.
Now you have to listen to it again. You will listen to it again, confirming. In fact, this is the Honorable representing Ikwano Federal Constituency at the Green Chamber, of the National Assembly, Honorable Obi Agwacha. He said that there is a systemic effort. That's what he said, that there is a systemic effort to steamroll and to push Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into defense, through which they will be able to secure his conviction. That is what a man of this level, a man of this caliber, this experience, this exposure, a lawmaker at the federal level, this is what he said. That there is a systemic effort. What is the system? What system is he referring to? British. It is a system, old system. The chain in the hands of the Nigerian government is the chain of the old system, to chain and to tie up everyone, that nobody will ever stand up to speak, to question injustice, and to demand for the people's destinies to be released and fulfilled. They want to push him to defense and in turn secure his conviction, jail. Nobody knows the type of prison sentence they want to hand over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some have said it is life imprisonment. Some say it is death by hanging. Listen to me, as I said in prophecy about 30-something minutes ago. If you know the chief judge, or if you know the trial judge, Omatosho, send him that prophecy. If he ever opens his mouth and say, Nnamdi Kanu, I find you guilty, I am sentencing you to so and so weeks or months or years of imprisonment. If he ever open up his mouth and mention that sentencing, he has sentenced his generation, and there will be frequent and tragic deaths in his generation until there is no more soul to bury in his lineage. In his lineage. In his lineage. This is a warning from the Lord. It's not a threat. Let him wash his hands off like the Pontius Pilate. Justice James Omotosho, wash your hands off this case. Don't kill yourself and destroy your lineage because you want to do what will make Britain happy. No matter what you do for Britain, no matter what you do, how you allow yourself to be used by Britain to make them happy, to feel important, to feel so relevant, no matter what you do, you cannot get away with the consequences. The consequences will begin this very year until the day you will leave this planet Earth. And it will continue as long as your lineage is in existence. Go and ask General Yakubu Gowon how he feels. I keep on referring you to him because today he's a living witness that injustice never serves, never pays very good. Listen to that very clip again by Honorable Obi Agocha. Listen again.
Thank you. My name is Right Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Nnawuihe North and Nnawuihe South for representation of Abia State. I represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From what I saw today in court, there seems to be a systemic effort being put in place to steamroll and railroad Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into sort of a defense and leading to conviction.
Did you hear that? There is a systemic effort to push him into defense, to make Nnamdi Kanu enter defense, and in turn, they will be able to sentence him, to convict him of a crime he never committed. Hear him again.
To put on a defense and leading to come today in court, there seems to be a systemic effort in place to steamroll and railroad Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to put on a defense and leading to conviction. There are procedural issues that must be heard before the matter can go forward. And I think that is the motion that must be had, hopefully by tomorrow. Nnamdi Kanu still remains a prisoner of conscience.
All right, I'm bringing another clip to you.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. Whether Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. Whether Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Christianity is facing
Listen
an
attentively.
existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. Whether Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria.
Now,
thousands and thousands of Christians are being...
Now, you've heard that from the horse's mouth, because some people are not even aware of this statement coming from President Donald John Trump. Some people think it's not official. Some people think it's a media propaganda. Some people don't actually know that this is real. It's real, like it's happening right now. And there will be deployment of the American troops to the soil of Nigeria. Port Harcourt is cited or selected to be the military base for grand operation of the United States Army for this cause. Remember, I've said in my previous broadcast that Port Harcourt, which is on the map as the Bight of Bonny, the Bight of Bonny was formerly the Bight of Biafra. It was changed to the Bight of Bonny, from the Bight of Biafra to the Bight of Bonny. So this is coming for the Biafran people and Christians all over the country. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring another clip to you. I am going to bring another clip to you.
The Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians. The USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action.
Okay.
If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
Mm-hmm.
These are cherished people. These are great people.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
Mm-hmm.
If the Nigerian government
I hope
continues
you are
to allow
listening.
the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about,
Mm-hmm.
and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet,
Mm-hmm.
just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay. If the Nigerian...
Leave them alone. You will not hear. Stubborn fly that ends up in the grave. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave Nnamdi Kanu alone. Leave the Biafran people alone. Leave the Christians alone. Leave them alone. If you don't want to leave them alone, allow them to be independent. Allow Biafra to go. If you want to practice Sharia, if you want to practice Islam, nobody's against your religion. Nobody's against your faith. You have made your choice of religion that suits you or that rightly defines your views and principles or culture or tradition. But those that are not interested in practicing the same religion, they want to go their separate ways. Biafra as an independent nation, allow them to go. Conduct referendum. Egypt is still in existence till tomorrow morning. Egypt held Israel bound. Egypt wouldn't let go of Israel. The Pharaoh who was on the throne at the time was so blinded. He was so blind by the fear of the unknown. They say, oh, if we allow Israel to go, who is going to build these houses for us? Who is going to build a pyramid for us? Who is going to build? Who is going to work in our farms? Who is going to grind in the mill? Who is going? The fear of the unknown. And God warned them so seriously, let my people go, that they may serve me. If you refuse to let them go, I will kill you, I will destroy you. As Trump is telling them now, like the Cyrus of the old, like the King Cyrus of the old, the defender of the faith. Let them go. They will not hear. Pharaoh refused to listen. His chariot, his horses, his army, his warriors. He was blown away by the strength of the Egyptian warriors, Egyptian army. He was blown away. He never knew that something greater, something more vicious attack is coming. He never knew. He pursued the Israelites, pursued them, pursued them, pursued them, pursued them. Even when he saw the miracle of God at the Red Sea, he saw it. Apart from the 10 plagues that he witnessed in his country, in Egypt, all the 10 plagues, the judgment that God unleashed upon Egypt, he witnessed it, he saw it. Now, the firstborn are dead. Israel has left Egypt toward the Red Sea, about to cross. He knows that there is a Red Sea there, because that was what he said, that the people of Israel has been held back by the Red Sea. They cannot cross. Let's pursue after them and overtake them at the Red Sea. But lo and behold, when they got to the Red Sea had divided. Pharaoh saw that this Red Sea had divided. He didn't ask himself, how did the Red Sea divide? The chariot and the horsemen of Pharaoh, his army, his warrior, they know that this Red Sea has been here, impassable. How come that the Red Sea is divided? How come that the children of Israel are walking on the dry ground in the middle of the Red Sea? Pharaoh did not remember to ask such a question because he was blinded by a power. DSS, obey the last order. I am acting on the order of the president. That was how the warriors of Pharaoh, that was how the horsemen of Pharaoh, that was how they behaved. Pharaoh told them, pursue Israel. Don't allow them to go. Pursue them into the middle of the Red Sea. Bring them back to Egypt, back to bondage. Don't allow them to go. Pursue them, arrest them, bring them back to slavery. Don't let Nnamdi Kanu go. Don't ever hands your hands. Don't ever hands off. You must hold him. You must detain him. The same way, Justice James Omotosho, the government is on him. Britain is on him. You must sentence him. 20th November, you must jail him. You must convict him. The same way that Pharaoh was giving order to his horsemen, to his chariot riders. Pursue Israel, even into the Red Sea. Pursue them. Don't allow them to cross. Make sure you bring them back to Egypt. Britain is commanding you now into your death. The government is not pushing you to your death. The horsemen of Pharaoh didn't know that Pharaoh was pushing them into their death. They were not even afraid by the fact that the Red Sea is divided. Was there any construction company that parted, that divided the Red Sea? No, the miracle of God. They saw it. Still, they were not afraid. They were not afraid because they were headed and doomed for destruction. It's like Nigeria is doomed for destruction. It's like this very country is doomed for destruction. You have seen all the signs about the Biafra restoration. You have seen all the signs with Nnamdi Kanu. You have seen how God is with him. God is fighting for him. God has used him so mightily. You are seeing the judgment that has been coming upon the people that are held him bound. You saw what happened to Buhari. You saw it. You saw it clearly. You are a witness to it. You witnessed it. Still, you don't want to learn. You don't want to hear. Now you are hearing the voice of Trump. You think Trump just came to make noise. Do you think that Trump has your time? Do you even think? Do you think? What is it that Nigeria has that Trump is interested in? What do you think you have that Donald Trump is interested in? That Donald Trump don't have? What do you think you have as a country? Put together as a country. What do you think you have that President Donald Trump cannot afford? By himself with his money. A wealthy man. You cannot see their handwriting on the wall. The horsemen, the chariot riders of Pharaoh, they were all blinded. Pharaoh was blinded. They entered into the Red Sea to bring back the Israelites. And God said, they have entered the killing range. They have entered into the death trap. The trap that God set for them, they have entered. Nigeria is about to enter it. Those of you, if you love Nigeria, pray that they should let Nnamdi Kanu go. If you truly love this country, you want the country to remain, you want the country to exist, you want to still enjoy this country, you must go on your knees and ask God to touch the heart of the government of Nigeria to let Nnamdi Kanu go. To let Biafra go. Otherwise, nobody can ever stand in the word of God. When God has risen to do justice, you can't stop him. As soon as the horsemen and the chariot of Pharaoh, all of them enter, including Pharaoh. Bible says that through a strong east wind, the Red Sea came back and closed upon them, and they died. God, through the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud, disconnected the wheel of their chariot. That was what the Bible says, that God looked on the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud and took off. He removed the wheel of their chariot. That the wheel of their chariot could no longer drive, can no longer run fast. And the Bible said that the Egyptians called and cried unto Pharaoh and said, let us run away from these people. Their God is really fighting for them. It was in the middle of the Red Sea that the horsemen and the chariot discovered that indeed the God of the Israelites is fighting for them. And they told Pharaoh, let us go back. It was too little, too late. DSS, allow Nnamdi Kanu to go. You will not hear, because of money, because of power, because of politics, because of religion, because of one or two things you feel that you are benefiting by holding him. The time is coming when you want to leave him, when you want to go, when you want to talk about peace. It is too little, too late for you. But one thing I can assure you by the counsel of the Lord is that you cannot kill Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot kill him. You cannot try it. You can't try it. Sharper ineto. You cannot do it. You cannot. God is with us. God in heaven is with us. Let's go to the next update. Wherever you are, thank you for joining us. Thank you, wonderful people, for joining us. Wherever you are, like and share this broadcast. I am God's major prophet, Maxwell Nnawuihe. Share the broadcast wherever you are. Labatana Bosha. Lingaraba Imesko Prahitalia. Sikapetaro Zangama. Sharabana Marata. Mendoski Prahitamia. Kangbo Shandala Bareba. Idasi katera boria gahantelabo shaga baratanamo sili pakatalea he sharabalambro yakuski prahitalia. May the deliverance of God be upon Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by the authority of the word of God. May the power of the Lord rest upon Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We command the deployment of the angels of God to intervene in this case, Every manipulation against him, whatever they are using a strategy against him to convict him on the 20th of November by the power and authority of the word of God, we command them to be frustrated. We command them to be frustrated. We command them to be frustrated in the name of Yeshua. Whatever they have put in place, whatever they have gathered together, every file, every document, we command the fire of the Lord to destroy them. Let their files of condemnation and injustice be missing. Let them go missing. Let them go missing. By the authority of the word of God, Rakabara, Laka Emoshibara, Nentus Cabra Hatolia, Baya Shingarado, Le Pakaraba Siantene, Bro Shantala Isco Prahitalia, Gora Baya Shangalaba in Nemora, Le Keto Basa Katoria, Shandiska Prihatola, Braya Koshamanda. We release the angel of the Lord to arrest the spirit of the judge. We release the angel of the Lord on a mass arrest, on a mass manifest yourself, set him free, set him free, set him free, let's set him free. Let his freedom manifest now. Let the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu manifest by right now. Over the 20th, over the 20th, over the November. We take authority right now over the 20th of November. We take authority right now over the 20th of November. We cancel every verdict. We cancel every sentence. We cancel every conviction. We cancel it in the name of Yeshua. If it is written, all the script that they have written down to play out that very day, how to convict Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, how to send them to jail, by the authority of the word of God, with things that is written, in whichever way it is written, that want to carry it. And number 5, amen. Again.
Dear Christian in the whole world, and dear American President, and dear European Union. This is Günther Fellinger Jan speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the of Biafra. To my regret, and this is a non-working state, and they have against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967-90, that tragic year, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little, and I want to apologize.
If you can hear the tape, to indicate. If you can hear the tape, please indicate. If it is coming out, I want you to indicate, please. Very important that you indicate. Very, very important that you indicate.
Very little, and I want to apologize for its failures, and I want to especially criticize.
I'm trying to make sure that the tape is coming out clear, both the visual and the audio. Both the visual and the audio. I have to reconnect, and I'm bringing it back to you. I'm bringing it back to you. Please pay attention to see if it is not better. If it is better, please indicate via the chat section, and I'll be happy if it is. Confirm again.
Dear Christian in the whole world, and dear American President, and dear European Union. This is Günther Fellinger Jan speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, to my regret, This is a non-working state, yeah, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970 against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are all well since the last 15 years living in a terrible conditions. Yeah. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967, 90, in that tragic years, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little. And I want to apologize for his failures, and I want to especially criticize and also apologize for the Imperial UK and French governments who were actually supporting, due to all interests, Nigerian centralists crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. No need for military intervention or this. Just do the political steps of recognition of these poor people to have their own state, to live in security. And of course, then recognition goes with the ability to be recognized. Defend yourself. Yeah? It's much better than having a military intervention in Nigeria, having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend yourself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please, my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world. And that's what I call the Fellinger Doctrine and also the Fellinger economics. Yeah? Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world. And we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course the flat tax, I like very much, and the currency, which Nigeria never did, to join the Euro-backed area. This is the best policy for West Africa, and Biafra will be a proud member of the Euro-backed area, and this will be delivering much more prosperity in the future, and we will trade and we will work together in the global partnership of NATO, and this is my goal for Biafra Republic to be independent and to be part of the free world, alongside Fellinger Doctrine and Fellinger economics. And I thank you very much for your attention. Please, President Trump, please, Ursula von der Leyen, be on the side of the light, of the good people of Biafra, of the Christians of Africa, and allow them their own state to live in security and peace and prosperity. Thanks a lot from Vienna. This is Günther Fellinger, Jan speaking. All the best. Bye.
Listen again.
Dear Christian in the whole world, and dear American President, and dear European Union. This is Günther Fellinger, Jan speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, Nigeria, to my regret, yeah, and this is a non-working state, yeah, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970 against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are all well since the last 15 years living in a terrible conditions. Yeah. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities upon atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967-90, in that tragic years, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little. And I want to apologize for his failures. And I want to especially criticize and also apologize for the Imperial UK and French governments who were actually supporting, due to oil interests, Nigerian.
Due to oil interests,
crackdown on the two people of Biafra.
Britain and
And
France.
we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der
They
Leyen,
supported
please,
Nigeria against Biafra during the war.
pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. There's no need for military intervention or this. Just do the political steps of recognition of these poor people who have their own republic. In the 1967-19, that tragic.
All right, we have reconnected. We have reconnected.
Failures, and I want to
I'm bringing it to the
especially
screen.
criticize and also apologize.
I am
for the
bringing it
Imperial
back to the
UK
screen.
And French governments who were actually supporting, due to oil interests, Nigerian centralists crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump.
Yes.
And on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra.
Yes.
There's no need for military intervention or this thing. Just do the political steps of
Recognize.
of this poor
Recognize.
people who have their own state
Biafra. That's what he's saying.
And of course, then recognition goes with the ability to be recognized and also to defend yourself. It's much better than having a military intervention in Nigeria, having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend herself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please, my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world. And that's what I call the Fellinger Doctrine and also the Fellinger economics. Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, and no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world. And we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course, the flat tax, I like very much. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders.
He is calling on the European Union to stand on the side of Biafran people.
Should absolutely stand with Biafra due to all interest, Nigerian centralists crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. There's no need for military intervention or this. The political steps of recognition of this poor who have their own state to live in security, and of course then recognition and they also to defend yourself. Having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend yourself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please, my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world. And that's what I call the Fellinger Doctrine and also the Fellinger economics. Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world, and we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course the flat tax, I like very much, and the currency, which Nigeria never did, to join the Europact area. This is the best policy for West Africa, and Biafra will be a proud member of the Europact area, and this will be delivering much more prosperity in the future, and we will trade and we will work together in the global partnership of NATO. And this is my goal for Biafra Republic, to be independent and to be part of the free world, alongside defending our doctrine and defending our economics. And I thank you very much for your attention. Please, President Trump, please, Ursula von der Leyen, be on the side of the life of the good people of Biafra, of the Christians of Africa, and allow them their own state to live in security and peace and prosperity.
All right, thank you very much. That is a good call, and I'm bringing to you the DOS of IPOB has written to Biafran people, to Igbos who are in different parts of Nigeria, who are residing in the west, in the north. The same thing that I told you on the 18th of April, that you should start relocating to the east. In the prophecy, I have always referred to you, because that prophecy is the epic center of what is going on now. I don't want to say much about that because I've said that in my most recent broadcasts. Now, the prophecy is manifesting. The DOS has written to Biafran people. I'm going to bring it to you now. I want to apologize for some time that the network truncated the broadcast, the live streaming. This is not my fault. It is network. We have switched over from one network to another, and we are back. Please, sorry for the blackout of the screen that you didn't hear our voices again, but thank God we reconnected. So this is the letter that the IPOB has written, or notice that the IPOB has written to all Biafrans and Southern Christians who are resident in different parts of Nigeria, resident in different parts of Nigeria. That is it. Let me bring it very to your view. I'm going to be reading with me. You can see that this is official. Indigenous people of Biafra, 6th November 2025. Urgent evacuation advisory to Biafrans and all Southern Christians resident in the northern part of Nigeria. An advisory note on evacuation to all Biafrans and Southern Christians who are resident in the northern part of Nigeria. This was what I told them to do on the 18th of April, after my 7 days dry fasting and prayers. I told them to start relocating to the east, out of the north, that something was about to happen around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, which now symbolized the 10th month. The 10th month was last month, October. Go and watch my broadcast on the 4th and on the 5th. It is very important you watch these two broadcasts, because I made some analysis of the old prophecies, 15th of March prophecies and the 18th of April prophecies. Those two major prophecies are exactly where we are now. And if you don't watch them and listen to them, you will not really know what to do and what to expect in this season that we have entered. I continue with the letter or the evacuation advisory that the DOS has sent to the Biafran people in the northern part of Nigeria. We read, having received a very reliable intelligence report about moves to commit further genocide against Biafrans and Christian communities in the northern Nigeria as a result of the plan by the United States government to take action to safeguard and protect Christians from the ongoing Christian genocide being orchestrated by the Fulani terrorists. Knowing the predictable response of the Fulani Caliphate and their foot soldiers, the Fulani terrorists of whatever nomenclature, whereas it is the duty and responsibility of the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the DOS, to safeguard all Biafrans, irrespective of their faith. The Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the DOS, hereby advise Biafrans and Christians resident in the northern part of Nigeria as follows. This is the advice that the DOS of IPOB is given to Biafrans and Christians who are residing in the north, more especially the southern Christians. 1. The urgency of the situation demands that you activate all machinery and put every logistics in place to immediately evacuate yourself and your family members from the northern part of Nigeria and head towards Biafran territory. Now, I will come back to this. Okay, after reading it, I'm going to bring back that prophecy on the 18th of April in order for you to understand this advisory evacuation notice issued by the DOS of IPOB. But if they had watched the prophecy on the 18th of April and they believed that I am the servant of God and the prophet of God, they should have played that prophecy on Radio Biafra. They should have played that prophecy on the IPOB platforms. They should have played that prophecy on the Biafra TV. But because they don't recognize me. So if you recognize me or you don't recognize me, that does not make me less of who I am. I am who God has made me to be, the servant of God. And by the grace of God, I am standing on the path of truth. If the DOS had issued this evacuation advisory letter to the Biafran people and the southern Christians in the north, after watching the prophecy I gave on the 18th of April this year, I believe that by now, many of them would have relocated to the east. God sees things ahead of time before they happen. And according to Amos chapter 3, verse 7, he reveals his secret to his servant, the prophet. Now you are issuing evacuation advisory notice to Biafrans and all southern Christians resident in the northern part of Nigeria. Whereas God issued the same evacuation advisory. God issued that same evacuation notice on the 18th of April this year, 2025. And people ignored it. And here we are, how many months down the line? If you are very intelligent, beginning now, you will begin to listen and follow the instruction that God has given to you through this very altar. If you continue to walk with prejudice, or maybe there are people you want to listen to, a gang or a clique that you respect and listen to, that's up to you. Number 2, leave all immovable properties behind and take only essentials that will not in any material manner encumber your safe relocation to Biafra land. That was what I told them on the 18th of April, 2025. After 7 days dry fasting, they refused to listen till today. Number 3, take all necessary documentations relating to any landed property you may possess in the northern part of Nigeria and move to Biafra land. 4, do not return to northern Nigeria until it is declared safe to do so. 5, download the Radio Biafra app and the IPOB Community Radio app. Tune in to Radio Biafra at 102.1 FM for more information and updates as the situation unravels. Visit our website, ipob.org, for more information. Immediate action is required now to save the lives of your loved ones. I am now reading out your own information on my channel, but you will not read out my own information on Radio Biafra. How wicked and cruel can people be? I am now publicizing, I am now broadcasting your information, telling people what you say, which is the right thing to do, promoting what you have said. But are you, or not are you are not promoting the word of God coming from me to the Biafran people. Up to now, some IPOB members are speaking against me. Up to now, some IPOB members, they are using the Radio Biafra platforms and IPOB platforms to campaign against Maxwell Nnawuihe, the major prophet of God, because I preach the truth, the one that they did not like, the one that they didn't like. If the truth is not in their favor, they will fight against it. If the truth is against the people they call their enemy, they will support it. Truth should not be selective. Truth is universal. Truth is the cardinal point and principle of this very movement, IPOB. Eziokwu Bundum. That is what your leader has always preached. And you must stand with the truth all the way, not selective. Not selective. So that is it. That is it. Coming from the IPOB DOS. And I've given the information from my own platform. But they will not give the information that God is giving to Biafran people from this Maxwell Nnawuihe platform. They won't do it on Radio Biafra. They will never mention it on IPOB platforms. Thank you, everyone. Those of you that have joined, God bless each and every one of you. God bless each and every one of you. And we are bringing this broadcast to an end. But before we do, before we bring it to an end, I want you to understand that the 20th of November is a very critical and pivotal date. We have been decoding the sentencing that they have planned. We have been trying all we can to bring prophetic perspective into it. We shall continue some other day. Please, we shall continue some other day. I have to bring the broadcast to an end to have some rest. We shall bring another dimension of this broadcast some other day. If you want us to continue, I want you to indicate via the chat section. If you want us to bring this broadcast to an end, I want you also to indicate via the chat section. I want you to vote right now. Vote. Speak your mind. If you want the broadcast to continue, the remaining part of this broadcast to continue maybe in the next 10, 15 minutes, indicate via the chat section. I want you to vote. Vote by writing yes. If you want the broadcast to continue and bring the remaining part of this broadcast to you, vote yes through the chat section. If you want us to bring the broadcast to an end, if you want the broadcast to end now, I want you to vote no. Write no. Type it in the chat section. The vote is going on. We need about 20. 10 yes, 10 yes, or 10 no, or 20 yes. If you want the broadcast to continue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We are waiting for 16 more. Glory be to God. We are here to serve the people, because I know that some of you, your time frame is different from ours. Some of you, this is your noonday, this is your 12 p.m., and you have the opportunity to tune in. And there are those that this is their evening. So we are serving all the people from different time zones. Your vote will count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 yes, remaining 14. If it is complete 20, then we shall continue. Please don't waste time to say your mind. Yes, I don't think that the vote is coming up because that 20 should be actually a reflection of the mind of the people, their opinion. We are waiting. Victory ahead, victory ahead, victory ahead. Oh, trusting in the blood, I hear the conqueror straight. By faith, I see the victory ahead. Victory ahead for Nnamdi Kanu. Victory ahead through the blood of Yeshua. Victory ahead. Trusting in the blood, I hear the conquerors treading. By faith, I see the victory ahead. Nnamdi Kanu is winning. By faith, we see the victory ahead. All right. Now, let's talk about the Trump stand on freedom. While many are not connecting the dots, around the same time, President Donald Trump continues to use one word boldly. Those of you that have been observing the statement of the president of USA, he has been using one word repeatedly and very boldly, and that word is freedom. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. He has said it repeatedly, and actions are being put in place and about to kick off. President Trump has said that freedom is not a gift from government, it is a gift from God. Now, whether you agree with his politics or not, this is beyond politics. That very statement carries divine resonance. Freedom. So don't give it political colors or coloration or racial statement. It is not racial. Like some people are saying, "Oh, how can Trump invade Nigeria? Why should Trump invade Nigeria?" But they forgot that the terrorists have been invading Nigeria. ISWAP has invaded Nigeria. The bandits have invaded Nigeria and still wreaking havoc till today. Some people are trying to say, oh, it is because of the oil in Port Harcourt. That's why they want to build their military base in Port Harcourt. What oil are you talking about? With all the oil we have in this part of the world, how rich are we? How rich have we been? Do we have good road networks? Do we have constant power supply? Do we have functional refinery with the oil money or the oil well from this part of the country? How many of the Southerners are in control and in charge of the oil wells in their communities and villages? The North, without one single drop of oil, they have more of the oil wells than the Southerners. What do you have to say about that? That Trump is coming to Nigeria because of oil. This is narratives, very wrong narratives, social engineering that they are pushing through their media preponderance in order for you to start kicking and fighting against your own freedom. Something that God has designed to bring about liberation to his people. These people are trying to manipulate. They are trying to manipulate and brainwash so many Nigerians to begin to believe that, oh, what Trump is about to do in Nigeria is actually because of the oil. This is wrong. Is it oil that made America what it is today? Is it oil that made Trump a multi-billionaire? Is it the oil of Nigeria? What benefit Do you have good quality health care or hospital in Nigeria that can treat and take care of any kind of health challenges and crisis without flying abroad? With all the oil that has been here for decades, is it oil? Or is it about justice and fairness? God has heard the cry of the people and he has come to deliver the people. Don't make this about politics. Don't make it about the oil. It is not about the oil. It is not about the politics. It's not about racism. Some even say, oh, because the president of Nigeria sponsored Kamala Harris against Trump, Trump is coming to retaliate the support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for Kamala Harris. All these are trash. All these are diversionary. All these are tactics to deflect away attention from the reality on ground. So this is echoing the same spiritual code that Biafrans have carried for decades. Think about this. Trump's freedom message globally and Nnamdi Kanu's freedom message locally. These are two waves that are going in the same direction. Divine liberty. Trump speaks of freedom globally. Nnamdi Kanu is speaking of freedom locally for the Biafran people. These are two waves and they are moving in the same direction. The Bible says, at the mouth of two witnesses, the truth is established. Biafra freedom is established. It is the truth. And there is nothing anyone can do about it. You know that the system that fear this kind of message, the system that is against this kind of message is the British system, the colonial system, because it awakens the people. This kind of message makes the people to wake up. It tells the oppressed, you have the right to stand. You have the right to be heard. That is what this kind of messages tells the oppressed, that there is still hope. And the system doesn't like it. So when we decode November 20th, we are not just talking about a court date. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about the rising frequency of freedom. That is what we're discussing. The rising frequency of freedom. It is also about a call to consciousness. You must be conscious at this time. Don't let November 20th pass as another trending topic. Let it become a moment of unity, a moment of prayer, a moment of awareness that there is no other option that is better to the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of the Biafran people. Don't fight blindly by attacking Donald Trump or by making caricature or ridicule of Nnamdi Kanu. Don't fight blindly. Fight wisely. Don't speak with hate. Speak with the truth. Don't hate Trump. All of them that are writing for the government against President Trump, these people have also written at different times in support of the same kind of message and information. Just because this is coming from Trump, they are not fighting against it. But they themselves had at different times stood for this same call for freedom. You can see somebody like Femi Fani-Kayode. Are you not surprised? The tone of his voice, how he changes from one government to another. Don't lose faith. Remember that every great deliverance begins in the dark. That is when it begins. For sorrow may endure only but for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Every one of you in the diaspora, every one of you Biafrans and Igbos who are residents in the diaspora, you must use your voice, use your platform. Whatever you've got, you must use them. And I'm making a proposal and a suggestion that there should be a peaceful demonstration in front of the White House or the Washington, D.C., that will be widely covered by the American media platforms or TVs or radios. This protest should not be IPOB or Biafra protest alone. If it is possible, all the lovers of freedom, all those who hate the injustices in Nigeria, you have to come out. IPOB, you have to come out. Biafrans, you have to come out. Igbos, you have to come out. Southerners, you have to come out and join in this peaceful demonstration in order to raise awareness for the 20th November planned sentencing date in the court of Nigeria against Nnamdi Kanu. This protest should be in line in support for the Trump's military action in Nigeria. That should be the focus of the protest. Come out peacefully, move around. A solidarity protest. Show your solidarity to President Donald Trump and the US government under Donald Trump. To strengthen them. To show your support. Show your support openly. Don't hide. Don't only make the comment of support in your bedroom, in your office. Come out, hit the streets of USA in peaceful solidarity demonstration. Remember how the IPOB demonstrated peacefully in support, a peaceful and solidarity demonstration for Trump. And they were killed. Many of them were arrested. Today, what IPOB fought for many years ago is now yielding good results. Coupled with our prayers, prophetic prayers, that went back in history spiritually to bring about the result that the people have been expecting for a long time into reality today. So come out from wherever you are, New York City, New Jersey, Texas, Chicago, wherever you are, New Orleans, anywhere you are, the DC, all the places you are, try and choose a central place around the DC, and march in this solidarity protest for your support towards the statement of Donald Trump in the favor of the Christians and the Biafran people. It is going to help the resolve of the US government. It's going to push further. It's going to be a very good reference and example that indeed we are hungry of freedom, that we welcome the position of the US government and the planned action of the Trump administration in Nigeria. This protest is solidarity protest. It is very important. It's very important. It will show your acceptance of the plan. It will show your readiness for freedom. And it will go a long way to highlight the 20th November court date on which they want to jail Nnamdi Kanu. Please, this is important. I'm going to follow it up. I'm going to follow it up. And I don't want you to see that I'm giving you order. And I don't want IPOB leadership to begin to say, oh, Maxwell is giving order. Who is he to give order? Who is he? What I'm saying, if it is not true, if it is not in the interest of Nnamdi Kanu, then don't do it. But if you know it is in the interest of Nnamdi Kanu, more especially looking at the 20th November adjourned date, which the judge and the court and Britain is expecting to jail Nnamdi Kanu. If you know that this is going to go a long way to push the message over there, that the US may hurry up before the 20th of November, then go ahead and organize for that peaceful solidarity march to support Donald Trump. Let them come quickly before the 20th of November. Let them come quickly and hurriedly. Let them come without wasting time. We are expecting them. So you have to do that by marching at the DC to show that solidarity. Don't lose faith. Remember that every great deliverance begins in the dark. Don't look for your own convenience. Don't ever look for your own convenience. You need to share this broadcast. You need to tell the world what is happening. History will record where you stood when it mattered most. History, as I've been broadcasting all these years, speaking all these years, history is recording where I'm standing. The internet, social media, and every one of you, you are all seeing where I am standing, where the church under my leadership is standing. Where you are standing, history will also record it. And to every African that is listening, as I've said minutes ago, I mentioned the name of some African countries that have been silent over the case of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu. This is not just a Biafra matter. I have said it before, and I want to repeat. This is about liberation from fear. Liberation from fear. As we can see with Ibrahim Traore, that is working very hard, breaking the shackles of imperialism. That is what we are talking about. And we are also lending them our own support. This is about breaking from fear, breaking from bad governance, from spiritual blindness. You need to understand that freedom is not a crime. It is a divine birthright, and nobody should take it away from you. I want you to put your thought in the chat section. Do you believe Nnamdi Kanu will be free on November 20th? Do you believe? Type it in the chat section. Yes, it's 1 year gap, 1 year difference. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now 58 years, while Omotosho is 59 years. It's just a difference of 1 year. Thank you for that correction, Joshua Onoha. I want you to type something in the chat section. We want to hear your thoughts. Even if I don't respond to you, the moderators of this channel will respond to you. And all the people that have gotten a reply from us, I want you to be encouraged. We are going through your comments, and also either myself or the moderators will reply you. If we have not replied you, be patient. We're going to reply you, okay? So put in the chat section, do you believe Nnamdi Kanu will be free on November 20th? Type freedom is coming if you believe it. Type freedom is coming. Glory be to God. Type it. Freedom is coming. 20th November. Freedom is coming. Type it in the chat section. Oh, glory be to God. Glory be to God. Freedom. Mary Bunkemo. Nwa Chineke. Mary Bunkemo. Ụmụ Chineke. Mary Bunkanyo. Ụmụ Chineke. Mary Bunkanyi. We shall be victorious. Type victory. Freedom is coming. Type it. Yes. Glory be to God. God, time that before their evil judgment was pronounced, Trump stepped in by divine intervention. Jesus Obatobiye, agha anyị ebiwo. Papa batawo n'ndụ anyị, Obatobiye, Jesus Obatobiye, kamgbe ọ batara na ndụ anyị mkpa anyị niile agwụwo. Kamgbe ọ batara n'okwu a, kamgbe ọ batara n'okwu a, kamgbe ọ batara na ndụ Nnamdi, kamgbe ọ batara n'okwu a, kamgbe Chukwu batara, mkpa anyị niile agwụwo. Victory is coming. Now, I want you to think about this. If Mandela waited for 27 years and still emerged victorious, what can stop truth from rising again in our generation? Nothing. The walls may look tall. The walls of the DSS dungeon may look so tall and impregnable. But faith has never lost a battle since creation. Faith has never lost any battle. Remember, truth never dies. Nnamdi Kanu spoke to Justice Binta Nyako, you cannot jail me, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And she was not able to jail him. Now he has spoken again in the court of Justice James Omotosho, and God will do it again. Truth never dies. And those who walk in truth will always outlive those who walk in fear. November 20th may be a courtroom date, but it is also a spiritual countdown for Africa's awakening. Let us stand together. Together. Don't stand alone. Let us stand together. Let us speak peace. Let us speak justice. But never ever surrender the truth. Never. Let us believe that justice delayed will not be justice denied. That in the end, Nnamdi Kanu will come out victorious. I am reminding you again, our voice is our weapon. Our unity is our victory. Do not allow anybody to silence your voice. Do not allow anybody to divide you. Let us stand together in solidarity and in support of Donald Trump. Remember the prophecies that Nnamdi Kanu gave about Donald Trump. That prophecy is playing out also. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. It is very important. There is a I want you to watch. Very, very important you watch this video. Very critical. You watch it. I'll be bringing it to you now. Some of you have watched it, some of you have not. It is important that you watch this video. This is a music in support of Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran people and the sufferings or the suffering masses of Nigeria. This musical video is very important. You watch it, turn things around. Is a song of prayer and trust and hope in God that God will turn things around for the Biafran people and for those who are the suffering masses in Nigeria. I call on you. Come and turn things around. My faith, Lord, I call on you today. Come and turn things. Come and turn things around. Come and turn things around. Jehovah Jireh, turn things around. Oh, Papa, turn things around. Suffering all over Nigeria. In the last one, in the morning, I have a hope. Who made you? Nnamdi Kanu, United Nations Judgement has sent you free. Let you go.
This AI tool will create a stunning ebook direct from your content, whether it's a Microsoft Word document or a Google document, or even if
the title of the song is Something Around. On this channel, when the righteous man is seated upon the throne, everywhere you go, there is joy, joy, joy. When
the wicked man sitting upon the throne. Everywhere you go, it is crying, suffer, 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 tire, 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 suffer, suffer. From the east to the west, in the night, in the afternoon, from the north to the south, it is trouble, trouble. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Any people. Look around Nigeria today, what you see is reproach. No boy election, you can make a Nigeria. You can have a young man, Sinamo, MSC election, we study to see the Cabano tribunal. I'm a couple package, and the son of a Canada Supreme Court. Nnamdi Kanu United Nations Judgement has set him free, let him go.
Let him go. Freedom is coming. We'll see you again in another broadcast. From me, from here, it's goodbye.